Hi guys, welcome back to So I Have Tea, and I have somebody who's already been here once. I have Sahlah here with me. Thank you for joining me again.
Thank you for inviting me again.
So before we get into it, this episode is gonna cover a little bit of wedding drama. So I'm a wife. You're a legally
Wife.
a legal wife.
Yeah.
Legally a wife. So I thought I definitely had some drama leading up to my wedding.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I'll get into it with you. So how is wedding planning going?
I'm drowning.
Are you?
I was drowning just for the registration.
Yeah.
And all I could think of was, wow, this is just a trailer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The actual wedding needs to happen, and how am I gonna manage that?
Yeah.
But I also got to be part of all my friends
Weddings,
functions. And then I got to see how many relationships were at stake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The strain on relationships, and it's not just your relationship with your partner. It's a relationship with your siblings, with your parents. Everything is called into question.
That's right.
But are you excited?
I'm excited. For me, my wedding is about my partner and me.
Of course,
I
as it
love
should be.
him.
Yeah.
I love him so much. Yeah, and the thing is, I'm a man hater, certified man hater. So it's
It's a once in a blue moon type of guy.
you find a man like
Yeah.
this, right? Yeah. So for me, my wedding is purely me celebrating my love for my partner.
As it should be.
Exactly.
I think a lot of people really lose touch of that aspect of how it should be about you and your partner.
Yeah.
And honestly, of course, I loved my wedding and it was beautiful. I spent a lot of time working on it, and I definitely drowned too. But at the end of the day, it's just one day and versus the rest of your life. So these issues that come up during your wedding planning season is also very important, and it kind of lays a foundation for how your marriage will be too, because it's also one of those big things that you do as a couple together.
Exactly.
And it shows how you guys will solve your issues in the future and as life goes on. So I have some interesting Reddit stories based on wedding guest drama for you today.
Wedding guest. Okay, interesting.
Okay. So I'm gonna dive right in. So it reads, a surprising wedding guest dilemma. So I'm planning my wedding and I've hit a bit of a snag with the guest list that I could use some advice on. My fiance and I decided to keep our wedding small, around 50 people, to make it intimate and manageable. So clearly not like a Asian wedding. It's okay.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
We've been super thoughtful about who to invite, focusing on close family and friends who've been part of our journey. But here's where it gets tricky. My cousin, who I'm really close to, asked if she could bring her new boyfriend as her plus one. Normally, I'd be fine with it, but this guy is, well, let's just say he's got a reputation for causing a scene. At a mutual friend's birthday party last month, he got into a heated argument with another guest over something trivial, like who makes better pizza, and it escalated to the point where he was asked to leave. I don't want to risk that kind of drama at our wedding, especially since we're aiming for a calm, joyful vibe. But my cousin is insisting he's changed and deserves a chance to prove it. She's even hinted that she might not come if he's not invited, which would break my heart because she's like a sister to me. I tried suggesting a compromise, like inviting him to the rehearsal dinner instead,
Okay.
but she wasn't thrilled with that idea. My fiance thinks we should just say no and deal with the fallout, but I'm worried about damaging my relationship with my cousin. Has anyone dealt with a situation like this? How do you balance keeping the peace with protecting the vibe of your big day? I'd love to hear your thoughts or any creative solutions you've come up with for a tricky guest list issue.
Okay, first of all, I can't relate to the 50 people list.
Same.
Yeah, just for my registration, I had 175. So I do
Listen.
not know.
I wanted to keep it at 200,
Yeah.
and I ended up at 375.
God bless. Okay.
But it was more like, it was my parents, so I said, listen, if you're paying for it, I guess I don't have a say.
Yeah, fair enough.
But definitely not what I wanted. But I also understand, like, we are from a culture where
Yeah.
celebrations are big.
Big. And it's like, I think the biggest issue here is
Yeah.
the fact that this cousin is close to her,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
I don't know. For me, the justification is if there's no ring on your hand,
Yeah.
he's not family yet.
That's true. I agree.
Right? If this guy is delaying proposing
Yeah.
or they are not married,
Yeah.
he's not still part of the family officially.
I agree.
So why is he even considered here?
Yeah.
And 50 people,
That's very intimate.
a limited number.
Yeah.
She has to choose people that she loves. She is close
Because
to.
this is, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's about you and your partner.
Exactly. Leaving aside the fact that he has a horrible personality and he's
Exactly.
a scene maker or whatever.
Whatever.
Just the fact that he is a cousin's boyfriend like disqualifies him.
I agree. And like, even for me, I had like, other than my closest few friends, I actually do have a few partners of my friends that I regret inviting, not because of anything else, because they ended up breaking up after the
There
wedding.
you
And now
go.
they're in all my like album pictures, and there's nothing I can do about it
Exactly.
because it is what it is.
Yeah.
But this is such a valid thing, because
Yeah.
you don't know if people will break up, and you don't know how bad that breakup will be
Yeah.
unless they are like engaged or about to be married. I would just suggest, by rule of law,
Avoid it.
avoid it better, because
Yeah.
like I said, I have pictures in my album with one of my closest friends and her ex-boyfriend.
Oh no.
There's nothing I can do about it. The picture is in a way where I can't take him, like I can't
Cut him
edit
out.
edit him out. So it is what it is. But you're right.
Yeah.
Have you had any guest list issues so far, or
No.
is it a little too early?
I mean, 107, just the registration, I had
Okay.
so many issues, right? I
Right.
think the biggest problem is fights with your parents.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's the worst because there are family members you do not like. And it's like like my mom literally said, if this family member is not invited, I'm not coming.
Oh my God.
And I was like, Mama, you're like my mama. You know, you need to be
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Why are you fighting over like some lost cousin,
yeah.
you know? But that's the thing with parents. It's like, I think especially Asian parents, they make absurd connections with all kinds of people. Forgive them for everything.
It's the norm.
Yeah.
I remember, especially like at the beginning of my wedding, when I was trying to, obviously, to come up with a budget, you need to have a rough idea of how many people you're inviting.
Yeah.
And every conversation that I had with my mother about the wedding ended up in a massive fight. I stopped talking to her. Either one of my brothers or my dad had to intervene. It got so bad to a point where my dad was like, listen, it's your wedding, you do you, I'll handle her.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
So it just got super exhausting.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think, listen, if your cousin really loves you,
Exactly.
she's going to
Make that
be
compromise.
she's going to be there, and she also should understand that you're coming from a place of validity, because he has misbehaved in the past.
yeah.
And that's a big thing, because you want that day to be about yourself
Yeah.
and not talk about like other people and other drama, because at the end of the day, especially like in a culture like ours, that's the only, like, people are always complaining. They complain about the food, they'll complain about your outfit,
Yeah.
they'll complain about everything.
Every goddamn thing.
Like,
It's too hot.
there's no
The
alcohol.
The dessert is too sweet. The
Camera
biryani is
hanane.
dry. The bread is big. Mukayyo. Nati prashna
cake ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೂ ದುಡ್ಡು ನಾನೇ.
And I think like we need to do a special like conversation for the cousin, right?
Yeah.
Hey, like, you know, if your boyfriend has misbehaved in
Yeah.
the past, the reason she's saying he's changed, give him a chance, and she's asking for the wedding is because she knows at the wedding
wedding.
he can't do much.
Exactly.
Because it's a massive event.
Yeah.
But she needs to understand that the risk she's putting her cousin sister through.
Exactly.
Because this is a big day for her.
And your cousin is just very selfish.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about you
Yeah.
or your boyfriend. Sit down and
Exactly.
let them have their day. There's going to be so many other opportunities for your boyfriend to prove that he has changed. It's not going to be at somebody else's wedding.
But I feel like that is the issue with Sri Lankans with weddings, right?
Yeah.
Everyone makes it about them. You know the number of people I see at weddings wearing white?
Okay, so actually,
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a question about this whole wearing white
Yeah.
at Sri Lankan weddings specifically. I don't know which side I fall on, because I try to avoid wearing white.
Yeah.
But also, a Sri Lankan bride is so beautiful. It's not like you can upstage her.
True. I agree.
But also out of respect, like,
it's her color.
yeah.
Yeah.
So a few of my closest friends
Yeah.
got married, and I had like multiple bachelorettes like in the
Yeah.
past few days, and I went out of my way to make sure that nothing in my outfit had any white at all.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in a bunch of girls, yes, she needs to be given that priority.
Yeah.
But I have seen a lot of people wear
So
white.
many. Like, I went to a couple of
Yeah.
functions the past few days,
Yeah.
right? I saw a woman straight up wear a white sari, white blouse, the flowers on the head with this
yeah.
and jewelry. So that was like a proper bridal
Right.
look.
Yeah.
Thank God. I mean, that girl, the bride was like
Yeah, stunning.
stunning.
Yeah.
So this couldn't like match up
Yeah.
to it. But again, what if the bride was simple?
That's true.
Because there are a lot of Sri Lankan simple
Simple
brides that
brides
dress
now.
like that.
Yeah, very true.
And I feel like people don't understand that these weddings, these functions are to celebrate them.
The couple, yeah, not you. You're
Not
just a guest.
you.
It's not your day.
Come eat and
Go, please. sing a song, have a drink.
Yeah.
do a
Dance a
little
bit.
day, yeah, and get
Go
out.
home.
It's genuinely like not about you. I mean,
Yeah.
but in this case, I do have to say it's also like the women.
Yeah.
And when you said this, actually a certain wedding guest came, not at my wedding, but
Yeah.
at somebody else's wedding, came into my mind. They were dressed exactly like this with like a white sari and
Yeah.
whatever. My husband actually said, "Oh babe, I thought she
This
was a
was-
bride." And
Yeah.
it's also like, at least, okay, say if you are wearing a white sari, accessorize differently. Don't wear flowers. Don't do the whole, like, weddings nowadays don't mean you have to be dressed to the nines. You
exactly.
don't, you can mix it up.
You can mix it up.
Yeah.
And-
And it's not, again, it's not about you. It's not about you. Okay. So should we go on to the next one? This is actually kind of hilarious, this one.
Okay.
2 levels of wedding guests. This happened a number of years ago, but I still think it was bizarre and a pretty good tale, so I thought I'd share. My husband's co-worker invited him, plus me, to his wedding reception. Reception was held at a big park complex with several other receptions and parties happening at the same time. Each had their own banquet room, but the outdoor spaces weren't cut off from each other or from the surrounding public park. When we entered the complex building, we were asked our names and which wedding, checked off a list, and then each got a hand stamp. We figured there must be issues with wedding crashes, rather. After a bit of mingling and watching the wedding party, they entered, and the 2 buffet lines opened along opposite walls. We got in line, noticed the servers, glanced at our hands. Then I heard one tell a couple behind us that the bride's line was the other one. I'm thinking, what? Yup. Guests were fed according to whether they were bride or groom's guests, and there was a big difference. Groom's side had a choice of hot entrees, prime rib or ham. It was obvious that the sides on the bride's buffet were either homemade or grocery store, pre-made stuff, and the groom's obviously higher end and catered. They have shared champagne bottles to the tables at least. It was so uncomfortable to be sitting there eating with people from the other line. People seemed shocked. I didn't see anyone make a fuss, but we didn't stay long, left after the bride and groom dance, before much alcohol had been drunk. Later on, my husband mentioned to his co-worker that he had never seen that at a wedding before, and he said his parents didn't think they should have to shell out money for the bride's side because her family couldn't afford a nicer meal. I've been to some interesting weddings, but that was the rudest.
That is crazy.
That is absurd.
That is crazy. So you're marrying this girl. You've come this far. You're gonna share your life with her
And this is how you treat her in front of her guests?
at a wedding.
At your wedding?
At the wedding.
Exactly.
Wow. I mean, I think this is the biggest like red flag. Like, walk out. Walk out.
I feel so bad, not just for the
Yeah.
girl, but her parents.
Parents.
Imagine how embarrassed.
Exactly. And I feel like, it's okay if that's what you can afford.
Yeah, for sure.
Find a man that can, match you.
And treat everybody the same.
Because it's clearly the groom's family is not just treating her and her family and disrespecting them,
Exactly.
but also their guests.
Exactly.
It's like when we marry, when she comes into the
Yeah.
family and you all come home,
Agreed.
this is how we will treat you.
Bride is already starting her marriage off.
On this bad note.
You are never going to be respected
Exactly.
by this man or his family, because if he's
Yeah.
okay with his parents saying this and treating you and the people that you love, is this how this is your life, run.
Because they're gonna use it against her for the rest of her life. They're gonna be
Exactly.
like, you're from this level.
Yeah.
Puluan. Don't try to come to talk to us.
About it. Absurd. Okay, so you tell me about some of these. Have you been to any?
Weddings and the
Interesting,
drama.
yeah.
My God, yes.
Is
So
there
I
anything-
think, like with my registration, the
Okay.
drama that happened, highlights, right?
Okay.
So I think the biggest issue, we were talking about how people make it about themselves.
Yeah.
So I am extra as it gets.
Okay.
As extra as it gets,
Yeah.
to the point where people thought this was my actual wedding because of
That's
how
okay.
extra I was dressed. And I was like,
As you should be. As you should be.
no, for real. And I was like, everyone dress as extra as you want.
Yeah.
Right? Think of like Desi 2000s Bollywood movies.
Yeah.
Dress that
like
extra.
Yeah.
But of course, there were like certain limitations.
Of course.
Like I was wearing sari. So I was
Okay.
like, lehenga is not something that anyone should be wearing at the
Okay.
function, And because it was like, even though it was 175,
Yeah.
that's because my grandma gave birth to 9 kids.
Yeah. So it's
And-
your closest family, anyways.
Yeah, it's like a massive family, right? So I invited everyone. I told everyone, dress extra, go
Yeah.
that extra mile, wear sari, wear
Whatever,
shalwa,
yeah.
whatever, jewelry.
Yeah.
And I had people say some really questionable things to me. And I don't know, maybe for me it's new. Correct
Yeah,
me if I'm wrong.
yeah.
One of the guests that I reached out to wanted to wear bridal jewelry for the function. Is that normal?
Okay, so I don't know if this is a cultural thing. So
That's what I'm wondering. Because
So-
for me, I've never heard that. And I was shocked and taken aback when she said that.
So I genuinely don't think I can comment on it.
Yeah.
But like, what is included in bridal jewelry?
Bridal jewelry, I think, is like the whole set,
Okay, so I think what I would have in similarity is like the malahata.
Malahata, okay.
And
yeah.
I don't think anybody but a
Would
bride.
wear.
Yeah. A lot weird, not a little.
Exactly. And I had someone else tell me they want to wear a bridal lehenga.
Like, people, why is this so hard?
Why? I mean, especially if they had said, I'm wearing a lehenga, I would have been like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Bridal lehenga. And I'm like, why do you want to...
And also, like, now, because, as you said, you're
Yeah.
extra, you went the extra mile and dressed up.
Exactly.
There could have been another bride on their nikah who wouldn't have.
Exactly.
And you would have completely upstaged that poor girl.
Yeah.
Like, stay in your lane.
For real. Like why?
you've had your chance, or you'll get your chance.
Yeah, I feel like that was my biggest issue, because especially I was giving everyone the space to do whatever they wanted
Yeah,
to. And I
yeah.
was like, do it.
Yeah.
Dress well. This
Exactly.
is your chance.
Yeah.
I know that all brides don't dress extra. I do.
Yeah.
And I felt like this was again like,
Okay, so then I have a very similar story. My
Yeah.
Porua day, so I
Yeah.
had 2 functions too.
Yeah.
I signed and got onto the Porua on one day.
Yeah.
It was very small, 50, 60 people, only immediate family and my best friends. Then the second day was where I invited everybody, gave dinner and
Yeah.
all of that. So I only had one request, because it was like a family event.
Yeah.
Please wear Kandyan outfits and sarongs. When I tell you the amount of complaints and questions and I had, and like, honestly, people are so selfish. Most of the people that had these issues were all married too.
Oh, wow.
And they started texting me, calling me like 2-3 days before the wedding, coming to me with their outfit problems. Like, lady, I have so much of
Much
other shit to worry about.
Yeah.
It's not about you. And you're
Exactly.
complaining and saying, oh, I have this thing, that thing. I did have a few friends who couldn't wear like a Kandyan.
Yeah.
And they like told me, I'm so sorry, I tried my best. And that's okay. Like, I get it. I know that you tried. But some of these older people, it was so absurd. And The men were saying that they didn't want to wear sarongs.
Oh wow. It's not that difficult.
It really isn't.
It's not that difficult.
It really
We're trying to
isn't.
do something nice.
Exactly.
And we are inviting you. We've paid so
So
much
much.
for your plate,
Plate.
mind
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And you can't make a small
Small-
sacrifice for
And
few
it's-
hours.
Exactly, and it's not like I'm asking you to buy a whole new outfit or whatever,
Exactly.
right? You're anyway,
සරමක් ගන්න කීයක්ද යන්නේ? 500ක්? 1000ක්? I don't know.
yeah,
Somewhere there, right?
දෙදහක් විතර
Yeah.
යනවා ඇති.
Yeah.
But මෙහෙමයි. දැන් ඒකටත් වැඩිය දැන් හිතන්නකෝ සාරි එකක් අඳිනවා නම් like you can wear the same sari as a Canadian or an Indian.
There
so
you go.
and more, you are definitely going to go to a salon and get dressed. So these people will make it work for you.
Yeah.
Why do you have to make everybody else's life so difficult?
And to disturb you as the bride 2 to 3 days before your function.
And complain about their outfit?
That's not okay at all. You know, on that note, I remember
Yeah.
for me, right before my function,
Yeah.
I kept getting calls from other people about their problems. And I was like, darling, I have my function coming up.
It's not, unless you are going through some serious
Really bad problem.
things in life,
Yeah.
don't talk to me.
Don't talk
I'm
to me.
unavailable.
Exactly. Because when it's someone else's function, you know how we make it about them, right?
Exactly.
We're like, oh my God, we don't want to burden.
Exactly. But I
Yeah.
just don't get why why people are not considerate of other people's lives.
But the good thing is,
Yeah.
you go through a function, a wedding,
Yeah.
a registration, whatever it is, and you come out knowing who matters.
That's true. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of who matters, I think Just Up wraps up our episode for this week. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to see you dressed up as a beautiful extra bride. So exciting.
Yeah.
Very excited for the both
And
of you.
also shout out to you, like, Mashallah, Lahumbarik, Asfahakato Hadruwa, tututu, Nakana
so
Punakana, all the kind of go away, gorgeous bride.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Go check her socials out. Like,
Yes. So you guys can follow us on all our socials, subscribe on YouTube, and stay tuned while we talk about some other crazy things in the next episode. That wraps up our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe. And don't forget to comment all the crazy stories that you all have as maybe a wedding guest, or it could even be at your own wedding. And I'll catch you on the other side.